guys, I hope you're all having an embraceful day. Starting off the day off a little bit later on in the video. Well, I was kind of busy doing other things like building those little rollers for the flower pots, stuff like that. We're building that for my mom because she asked me to build it for her. I finally got to getting the lip ready to get it shipped because I've been lagging on that, but I finally got that done, taken care of. Now, since it is pretty dark, there is a couple things that I want to get done today. By the end of today, I want to get the spoiler taken off. I know what you guys are thinking, why are you taking off the spoiler? We'll get to that in a second. And I want to get the halos fixed, get the new drivers put in, and get the halos working again. The reason I'm going to be taking the spoiler off is because of the incident with the carbon fiber trunk. I'm going to try and repair it, not only just to protect the carbon fiber trunk, not the carbon fiber spoiler, since I am going to try and repair this to try and bring it back to life, because I think this is just a clear coat. Everything that's cracked right here, I think it's just a clear coat that actually cracked, because I can still see the fibers. To kind of make it easier on me to lift the trunk and whatnot, I'm going to be taking off the spoiler and make sure I don't get any resin on it or anything like that. But I also want to restore it because the top, as you guys can tell, it's really faded. You'll see like some spots right here that is still like pretty in good condition, but most of it is pretty much gone. Because if you compare that to the bottom, which doesn't really get any sun, as you guys can tell, it looks really good. So I want to re-clear this, get it sanded and get it re-cleared. Not today, but I will be doing that after we take it off and whatnot, whenever I have time to do it. I gotta remove all the adhesive from when I wrap my car in Christmas paper. So there's a lot to do with the spoiler to get it back in good condition. But the main reason I wanted to do it is to protect it from it getting hit again. Not again, but get it hit like my carbon fiber trunk. And of course, to make it a lot easier, not as heavy for the trunk or get it dirty when I'm working with the resin.
Without you, I fade out. Without strength, without love, I lose sense, I lose sight. Without you, without light, what would I do without you? What would I do without your love?
So I got the Kaminari spoiler taken off, and look, as you guys can tell, look at the difference between the shades. I don't know why up here, just mainly on this top part right here, where it's really faded compared to the rest of the trunk. Right here, got all the scratches from where the Kaminari wing stands are. Right here as well. Damn, I remember when I first drilled into my trunk, all these little spider cracks happened because I put too much force onto the drill bit when I was drilling in on all four, which I didn't learn my lesson the first time. But I mean, it's like whatever. They didn't spread or anything like that, so I'm pretty sure, I doubt it, that this will spread as well. So maybe while I'm at it, I'll repair this and I'll repair the top pieces right here. I think that's where I'm gonna leave it for tonight. I'm gonna pick it up tomorrow to do the wiring for the halos, because as much as I would like to get it done right now, it's just something that I hate about working at night that I just dislike. Especially, I don't want to mess up anything with the wiring, so I'd rather deal with it in the morning when I actually have sunlight where I can actually work. So I'll see you guys in the morning, but that's gonna be the last thing we're gonna do. So I'm about to start working on this whole entire mess that's right here. I'm gonna try and salvage like these what's it called, the drivers, to see if I ever break one or anything like that. I'll have a spare, so I'm gonna try and open this up and see if I'm able to replace the wiring. But something that I noticed about the damage with the ladder that I hit, it looks like it bent right here. This piece, as you guys can tell, it's kind of like bent up right there, you can see it. And this piece did disattach from that other piece, as you guys can tell right here. I guess it got hit right here as well. These two pieces are supposed to be tack welded together, and they're not, which doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't really think I use these points for anything, not that I know of, not that I'm aware of, because I mean, the only thing that goes here is the bumper, and I have the quick latch right here, so I don't really think I need to worry about that. I think that was just for the fender liner, so not a big issue. But I'm gonna get into a time lapse and get all this taken care of, try and shorten some wires, because I mean, this is a big wiring mess. And I'm gonna get all this wiring labeled, because I mean, with all this green tape, I mean, it looks pretty messy. I ended up buying this thing that's right here. I guess you can type whatever you want, like let's put embrace right there, embrace, and then you just hit print, copies one, and it prints it out right there. So I'm gonna be labeling everything right here, getting it stuck onto the wiring, and it's gonna make it look a lot cleaner than what this green tape looks like.
Without you, I fade out. Without strength, without love, I lose sense, I lose sight. Without you, without light, what would I do without you? What would I do without your love? What could I be without you? Nothing, 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 nothing. Without you, I lose hope. Without lust, without clothes, I lose health, I lose skills. Without you, I lose will. What would I do without you? What would I do without your love? What could I be without you? Nothing.
So I was almost nearly completion, and there's a couple things that I want to address. So as you guys can tell right here, these are the new drivers. The new drivers are a lot bigger than the old drivers. So these new ones are one generation newer than what I'm running on my car. But according to the retrofit source, they said doesn't really matter. You can use newer or older drivers, as long as it's the same size halo. So this is the same size 80mm halo as my old one, the one that Kodak ripped. But now that I was thinking about that, I forgot that I had these over here, like just chilling in my room. These are other halos. I'll show you guys. These are other halos. These are one generation lower than the ones that I have, and the reason I upgraded was because you can see the LEDs right here, which isn't a bad look, but compared to the ones that I have, which are these, which you can't see the LEDs, makes it look a little bit cleaner. But these were a lot cheaper. But I mean, I could have ended up using these these drivers, and I wouldn't have had to buy these new halos because they didn't sell they did sell them separate, the drivers with the halos, because these are brand new. I had to buy the drivers with the halos because they said, the registered store said that pretty much they were going to be the same price, so I might as well just bought the whole entire set. The halo with the driver, same thing right here. But I mean, I could have saved some money and just used this driver, which I'm freaking stupid for not doing, because I mean, I still have these other halos as well. This one is a 60, this one is an 80, this one is 100. In order for it to fit the TC, which is the big ring right there, it needs to be 110. That's the only one that I messed up onto here. They didn't sell 110 with these old generations, but the newer generations they did, so this one didn't end up fitting. So I think I'm gonna be selling pretty much all these halos right here if any of you guys are interested. This one, if you're using it for the big one, I recommend you get the 110, not the 100. So I wouldn't buy this one unless you could make it fit. It's just gonna have a small little gap all the way around the ring, but you could make it work. What else? These newer ones, these are the prism halos. These come with switchbacks as well, RGB and switchbacks. These are the drivers that I recently just put onto the car right here. These are the new ones that you see right there. They're a little bit bigger. But what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to repair this driver, my old driver. Because I mean, this one is repairable because I mean, it just got ripped off right here. The only one that is a little bit more difficult was this one, because Kodak ended up ripping it from the bottom part, which I mean, I already took it apart. But as you guys can see, it just unsoldered from here and the wire came off. So I'm going to add some more wire right here, and this one will be completely good to reuse again. So everything you guys see right here, all these halos right here are going to be all for sale. I am going to be testing them and making sure that they all do work when I fix these drivers, because I want to make sure, I don't want to sell you guys something that's not going to work, you know. So I'm going to wait for Isai to come on down whenever he's done with school. When he come on down, he has a power supply, because I don't want to test him on the car just in case it blows out another one or something like that if it's no good, which I doubt that. As long as I get it fixed, I'm pretty sure it's all going to work perfectly fine. But I'd rather wait for Isai, because he does have a power supply, an external power supply, and we'll be able to test it out outside of the car. So I got pretty much all the wiring all connected the way it's supposed to be. It is still a mess. I didn't really worry about shortening up the wires, because I mean, just in case if anything like this happens again, I'll have enough wire to shorten it and then connect them together, of course. So everything's supposed to be connected. I'll tidy up once I figure out, see if it's gonna work. So let's give it a try. Let's see. Hopefully everything should go well. Actually, we gotta connect the negative again. Please be on. No! What's going on? Is that the wrong one? Oh, it is the wrong one. Here we go. Now this is the right button. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. We only got the 60. 60 and producing these two. So I don't know why the 80 and the 110 is not turning off. Those are the ones that we replaced the drivers. I mean, the retrofit source said that you could replace the drivers from a different one. That's the ones that they sent me. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to give them a call, because I mean, it's not working. As you guys can tell, the ones that I installed, the drivers, they have the switchback option. So I don't think it has to be grounded, because there is a ground and there is a orange wire, which is for the switchback. But I don't think the ground needs to be, well, the black wire needs to be grounded for the halos to work. I doubt it. I'm not 100% sure, but everything else is connected. So I wouldn't see as to why it wouldn't turn on. And I'm guessing it's the drivers, because I mean, the 60 is turned on, and the drivers, the only who replaced are the 80 and the 110. So I don't know. So there's two options that it could be. It could be that the drivers are not supposed to be the right, well, they're supposed to be like these small ones, not like the prism ones, the 1 year newer. Or it can mean also that we might have, Kodak may have like torn the wiring somewhere where I can't see it. Those are two of the options that I'm thinking could have happened. I mean, before I even put it all together, I made sure there was no more rips on the braided sleeve, because I mean, wherever there was a rip, I checked it, and sure enough, Kodak had ripped through it. But I mean, there's no other place where it shows on the sleeve that it has been chewed through, so I wouldn't know what's going on. The best bet to do is to call the retrofit source on Monday and see if there's, by any chance, I mean, if it could be the driver that's causing the problem. I could check, see if there's power going through each individual, the 80 and the 110, but I don't have a power, like, to see if there's any power going through there right now. The one that I have, broke, and I don't feel like going to the parts store right now, especially after finding out that this didn't end up fixing it. So I think I'd rather just wait until Monday, pick one of those up, call the retrofit source and see what they say, and then if they say it should work, I'm gonna have to search through the whole entire wiring and see. We'll take off all the braided sleeve, I'm thinking, and see if Kodak ripped anywhere else that I can't see. So it is the next day, and I realized I should have just checked the instructions on the manual on the retrofit source, and this is a little bit different, since I did mention these prism profile driver boxes are a little bit different because they have an orange wire and they have a black wire coming out of it. My other regular drivers, which are smaller, don't have any of that. So I ended up checking it right here, and it ends up saying, note, the chassis ground wire must be grounded to bare metal for the LED halo to function properly. Okay, so if I would have known that, I ended up already connecting it, but if I would have known that, I would have already fixed the halos yesterday. But I mean, I didn't know what those wires were for. I thought those wires were for the turn signal, because it does say on the bottom, the turn signal interrupt wire needs to be tapped or spliced into 12-volt lead. But these halos aren't switchback. That's why I thought I wasn't going to be needing this black wire and that orange wire. So now I have them grounded onto here. But before I put everything back together, I want to show you guys that that was the issue. There was no other issues from Kodak ripping it, because I thought originally that was the issue that I couldn't find. I couldn't find the wire that Kodak had ripped. But look at that. Bam. Bam. They both work. I believe it was just something so simple as doing the ground. If I would have just known that, at least now I know, whenever working with prism halos, they have a ground that you actually have to ground in order for the halos to work. But like I mentioned, my other ones don't even have a ground or a turning switchback option. So I mean, I didn't really think of that as being an option to having to have it grounded off onto the chassis. But at least now we know. Now they're fixed. Now let's get them back on, and we finally have working halos again. So I got the halo wiring all cleaned up, as you guys can tell. I tried to shorten up as much as I could. I mean, I pretty much just shortened up like the wires that Kodak ripped, so I wasn't really worried about it too much. I did want to clean it up, but I mean, it's like whatever. I mean, you're not going to be able to tell anyways when the bumper is on and whatnot. But damn, boy, did I miss these halos. Freaking sick. So I think that's where I'm going to end today's video, guys. We finally got the halos fixed, which is a big accomplishment that I wanted to do. And I mean, it was a pain to do, especially wiring. Wiring is my least favorite thing to do. I can do it, but it's my least favorite thing to do. So that's where I'm going to end today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, and embrace yourself.